In 2010, deep beneath the desert sands of Natanz, Iran, something impossible was happening. Inside a heavily fortified nuclear bunker, buried under 25 feet of concrete, the most advanced machines in the country were destroying themselves. These were gas centrifuges, tall, delicate aluminum tubes spinning at supersonic speeds to enrich uranium. One by one, they began to scream. The rotors would spin out of control, vibrating violently until, snap, they would shatter into thousands of pieces of twisted metal. The Iranian scientists were baffled. They checked the power lines. They checked the manufacturing. They even fired the staff, suspecting sabotage or incompetence. But they were looking in the wrong place. They were looking for a bomb, or a spy, or a mechanical flaw. They didn't realize that the assassin was already inside the room. It had no body, it had no face, and it had been watching them for months. This wasn't just a glitch. It was the world's first digital weapon of mass destruction, and it had just started a war that no one could see.
We're seeing unprecedented signal volume here at the choke point.
The Fifth Fleet reports multiple bogies.
To understand how we got here, we have to go back a few years. The West was panicked. Intelligence agencies were convinced Iran was on the verge of building a nuclear bomb. The diplomatic solution was failing. The military solution, an airstrike, guaranteed a devastating war in the Middle East. The United States and Israel needed a third option. They needed to stop the bomb, without dropping a bomb. But the target, the Natanz enrichment facility, was a fortress. Anti-aircraft guns outside, concrete bunkers inside. And, most importantly, it was air-gapped. An air-gap is the holy grail of security. It means the facility's computers are physically disconnected from the internet. No Wi-Fi, no Ethernet cables leading to the outside world. You cannot hack Natanz from a basement in London. You cannot breach it from a command center in Washington. To hack an air-gapped system, you have to physically touch it. So, how do you destroy a fortress that you cannot reach? You don't. You build a ghost, and you let someone else carry it in for you. Intelligence agencies began working on a secret project. Code name, Olympic Games. They didn't just write a computer virus. They built a digital sniper. Most viruses are messy. They steal credit card numbers. They lock up screens. They demand ransom. They make noise. This code was different. It was approximately 500 kilobytes of the most sophisticated programming ever discovered. It was designed with a warhead that targeted one specific thing, Siemens Step 7 software. This is the industrial software that controls valves, robotic arms, and nuclear centrifuges. You don't. You build a ghost, and you let someone else carry it in for you. But here is the genius of the weapon. It was programmed to be patient. If the virus landed on your home laptop, it did nothing. If it landed on a bank server, it did nothing. It would jump from computer to computer, replicating silently, looking for its specific target. It was hunting. It needed a bridge to cross the air gap. It needed a human mule. We may never know exactly who it was. A contractor, a maintenance worker, a spy. All it took was one person, picking up an infected USB drive, perhaps found in a parking lot, perhaps given by a trusted colleague, and plugging it into a computer inside Natanz. Click. The gap was bridged. The ghost was inside the machine.
Check the algorithm, maybe it's the blue.
Once inside, the worm, later named Stuxnet, didn't attack immediately. It waited. It spent weeks just watching. It recorded the normal operations of the plant. It learned the rhythm of the machines. It memorized what safe looked like. And then, it woke up. The centrifuges at Natanz are designed to spin at 1.064 cycles per second. If they go much faster, the aluminum tubes become unstable. They shatter. Stuxnet quietly took control of the frequency converters. It commanded the rotors to speed up. Faster and faster, past the red line. The metal began to warp. The sound in the centrifuge hall became a deafening shriek. But in the control room, Silence. This was Stuxnet's masterstroke. It wasn't just a saboteur, it was a liar.
Look at the telemetry.
While it was tearing the machines apart in the basement, it was feeding a pre-recorded loop of normal data to the scientists' screens upstairs. It's the classic heist movie trope. The security guard looks at the monitor and sees an empty hallway, while the bank robbers are drilling the vault right under the camera. The Iranian engineers stared at their monitors. Everything looked perfect, but through the floorboards, they could hear their life's work exploding. They were helpless. They replaced the broken centrifuges. Stuxnet waited a few weeks, and then broke them again. It drove them into paranoia. They suspected each other. They suspected the equipment provider. They never suspected the code. The attack was perfect. It was too perfect. Stuxnet was supposed to stay inside Natanz. It was supposed to die there. But code is like a biological virus. It wants to spread. An engineer at the facility likely brought his laptop home. He connected to the internet, and Stuxnet escaped. It began infecting computers around the world, not to attack them, but looking for Siemens controllers. In 2010, a small cybersecurity firm in Belarus was asked to fix a crashing computer in Iran. They found a file they couldn't explain. They dug deeper. Researchers around the world began tearing the code apart. They were horrified. This wasn't the work of a teenage hacker. It used 4 zero-day exploits. These are previously unknown vulnerabilities in Windows. Hackers usually hoard 1 or 2 of these. Stuxnet used 4. It was elegant. It was expensive. It was military grade. The world realized that the government had just pulled the trigger on a digital weapon. Stuxnet destroyed nearly 1,000 centrifuges. It set the Iranian nuclear program back by years. Mission accomplished? Maybe, but in doing so, the attackers opened Pandora's box. Before Stuxnet, cyberattacks were about theft, stealing passwords, stealing money, stealing data. Stuxnet proved that code could cause physical destruction. It proved you could blow up a factory without ever firing a missile. The code for Stuxnet is now out there. It has been dissected, studied, and copied by hackers and nations all over the world. The blueprint for the ultimate digital weapon is public domain. The centrifuges in Iran were replaced. The facility was rebuilt. But the weapon that destroyed them, it didn't disappear, it evolved. And next time, the target might not be a nuclear bunker in the desert. It might be the power grid keeping your lights on tonight. The file is now closed, but the digital war continues. Thank you for watching this deep dive. If you wish to uncover more secrets, hit the like button and subscribe. Until the next transmission.